So the American Express Black Card is by far the most exclusive credit card reserved for only the highest spending, wealthiest people on the planet. With a $10,000 initiation fee and a $5,000 annual fee, it definitely comes at a pretty hefty price. For what you pay though, a lot of cardholders actually justify keeping this card from the insane luxury benefits you get, like having your own personal concierge line where you can make reservations and get exclusive access to service unlike anything else. Now in this video here, we're going to be taking a closer look at what you can do to get an Amex Centurion card. We'll go into more details on the rest of the benefits that this card has, and we'll be sharing with you a new update to new insights and data points to see what people are now having to do in order to even get invited. So you want to know how to get the invitation? Well, here are 3 things that you must do. So number 1, have a good relationship with American Express. Now this here is going to break down into 3 additional specific factors. You need to become a cardholder for at least 1 year. Number 2, you need to spend a consistent amount every month on one card. And number 3, you need to make sure that you're paying that card off in full every single month. By doing those 3 things, you can qualify to maybe one day get invited for this elite tier card. But if you're serious about actually improving your odds, here's what you need to know. So think of it like this. Every credit card company generally has a built-in algorithm to score your profile based on several factors. This is one of the reasons why a credit score exists, because we have a score tied to our profile, and if we don't have a good enough score, even if we apply, they may not ever approve us. Now with American Express, it's pretty simple with how their algorithm works. Generally, the more different products you have with them, it shows that you are more invested into them, raising that score we're talking about. As an example, if you've been a cardholder too since 2001 versus someone who just became a cardholder in this past year, that grading would be more in favor of the person who's been a cardholder for many, many years. Out of all these factors, the most important aspect comes down to how much you can spend though on your American Express account. And not only that, but it's how well you can consistently pay it off. Look, I know there's some people who think spending $100,000 on your card is going to get you invited right away, but that is not the case, because if you're not paying off the balance on your card, you can forget your chances of getting that invitation. Now, one actionable step that I recommend that a lot of people actually tend to overlook is the fact that if you get a card, more specifically the Amex Platinum card, to put all your expenses on, this here alone is going to raise those odds significantly if you want to get improved, but we'll talk a bit more about that later on. Now, say you're doing all of this right now and you've completed step 1 towards getting your Amex Centurion card. Well, the second thing you're going to want to do is then update your income. If you go on your account, click on Account Services, you'll see the button Update Your Income down in the bottom left corner. Now, you want to keep this updated because your income, your credit, and payment history are all additional factors to contribute in you getting invited for the card. Now, for those questioning even all of this, American Express actually helps us a lot. They go ahead and specifically state on their website in their terms and conditions that if you want to get accepted for the Centurion card, you need to have an annual income of over $250,000 a year. Keep in mind, American Express does also have something called the Financial Review Program. So if you decide, all right, I'm not there just yet making $250,000, but I'm going to say it anyways just so I can get invited for this card maybe one day. Yeah, well, in this instance, I'd say you might want to reconsider doing that. American Express does something which is often called a financial review, where they will ask you for your tax documents, your bank statements, or other proof of income to verify your income that you're stating that you make. Now, by the way, American Express is pretty shameless in triggering multiple financial reviews as well. So if you change your income regularly, you are putting your account in a hot spot for them to ask you for more additional information. I even got hit with a financial review one time, and this isn't because I stretched my income. It was just because I had made such a drastic amount. Obviously, you guys know what I do here from YouTube, but my income changed so much. I think it was like 4 years ago to the last 3 years where they're like, yo, this boy's capping. During that period of time, when they were reviewing my books and my tax returns, I actually had a limit on all my American Express card accounts. And anytime I hit that limit, I would have to manually pay off those cards in order for me to continue using it. Now, last but not least, when it comes to the 3 essential things that you need to do in order to get invited, is that you need to meet the minimum spend requirement on this card. So similar to the income that they require you to make, according to most sources, it turns out American Express actually requires that you need to spend minimum of $250,000 a year as well. Now, we'll talk a bit more about this later on, but it even shows through recent data points that $250,000 a year in spend still isn't enough. In fact, I've even seen more people all across Reddit and different forums where they're spending $1 million a year for multiple years and they still haven't yet gotten an invitation. So then the question is, what is the actual requirement? Well, first of all, you should actually know that there are two different versions of the Centurion card. You have the personal version and the business version. Now, if you're spending $250,000 a year on your personal card, you actually might have a pretty good chance of getting invited. But when it comes to the business card, this is a bit of a different story. You're going to be needing to spend a lot more money on the business side. And this is where, if you get invited, they'll give you a business Centurion card invitation rather than the personal one. Now, as a business owner, I'll tell you guys, it is pretty easy being able to rack up expenses on a business credit card. So naturally, this is the reason why the minimum spend requirement on the business version is significantly higher than the personal. One interesting data point that I found is the fact that the longer you've had an American Express card, it seems like there's a trend where the lower your annual spend in order to get invited might be. So if you got a card recently, it turns out you might need to spend 5 to 10x of what someone who's been a cardholder for many, many years might have to spend. It turns out that Amex actually looks at even the median income in the surrounding area that you live in. So if you're a millionaire, but you live in the city where there's also hundreds of thousands of other different millionaires there, American Express will not find you to be that much more special. But say you live out in the middle of nowhere and you're the only millionaire there, you're actually going to have a better chance of getting invited to the Centurion card based on your geographical location. Now, in the past few years, American Express introduced a new request form that you can use to get their attention. Basically, on this website, it got your information in front of the review team at American Express and potentially increased your invitation odds. Now, it seems like right now they've taken that page down and it's not yet 100% sure when they'll reintroduce it back. There is also another strategy though. Once you have a large amount of spend going into a card like the Business Platinum or the Personal Platinum, eventually American Express will give you something called a Personal Account Manager. Now, this Personal Account Manager is someone where if you are able to develop a good relationship with them, they might know someone who actually approves the applications on the Centurion card. Look, if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it just comes down to knowing the right people. Even for me, there's always people that I know who end up getting that dream job offer where it seems like they have the least skill possible and they're getting way overpaid for the skills that they have, but it's simply because they know the right person. So if you are able to build relationships within American Express through something like your Personal Account Manager, I believe this could also be a huge key in getting you approved for a Centurion card. Now, at this point, we haven't even covered probably the most important part, and that is, what does a $15,000 credit card actually get you? So Amex has made some updates with benefits that you get from being a cardholder. One of the biggest benefits that you're going to get with the Centurion card is status. And no, I'm not just talking about the prestigious status symbol you get every time you lay that card down, but you get status at different hotels. So the 3 hotels you're going to get status at is the Hilton Hotel, where you get Diamond status, you get Marriott Gold status, and you also get IHG Platinum Elite status. Now, it is worth mentioning, if you get a Hilton Aspire credit card, you'll automatically get Hilton Diamond status, which is also the highest status amongst Hilton resorts. When it comes to the Marriott Gold status, the Platinum card by American Express will also give this to you for free, but where this card really comes special is actually IHG. So Platinum Elite is one status away from Diamond Elite, which is the highest status, and with the Centurion card, you're automatically going to be getting that too. Now, with the Centurion card, you also get immediate room upgrades when booking through the Centurion Hotel program. This here is an exclusive travel portal similar to American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts. Now, the main difference here is that you get immediate room upgrades when booking through the Centurion Hotel program, and it's a bit more exclusive than the Fine Hotels and Resorts program, which is something that I would say nowadays is more commonly used just because of how many people carry and hold the Platinum card. If you take a look at your screen, you'll be able to see more of the differences between the two, but there are going to be a lot more similarities than those differences, including free breakfast for 2 people, guaranteed 4 p.m. late checkout, early check-in at noon, which I think those 2 benefits, by the way, they're fuego, fire, love them. And on top of that, you're also going to get in-room complimentary Wi-Fi and property credits. Now, the Centurion card is also one of the best credit cards for car rental insurance. So for whatever reason, if your car is lost or stolen or gets damaged, you're going to be able to get a lot lot of that money recovered. And this card is actually so good that it would be okay to decline that additional insurance fee that you would pay whenever renting a car. Not only that, but with this card, you'll also get 24/7 premium roadside assistance with up to 4 complimentary services per year. Now with this card, you're also going to be getting 2 additional benefits. So Hertz Gold Plus Rewards President Circle, you get that with this. And then you also get Avis's President's Club, which this is normally an invitation only elite status. Now, by the way, these benefits are not too bad at all. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can just see it here on your screen and pause the video if you need to. Now, the last benefit here that we can't just gloss over is going to be the Platinum Medallion status with Delta. So with Platinum Medallion status, you get unlimited complimentary upgrades when riding a Delta flight. And you also get a series of waived fees, including baggage charges and same-day fees. And you also get higher earning categories when booking paid flights. And you also, one more thing, have access to choice benefits, including regional upgrades, extra sky miles, and more. Anytime you can get status at an airline, I think that right there is pretty powerful. With airlines, you actually have to fly a lot, so it's a lot more exclusive, and it means a lot more when you can actually get it from holding a card like this. Now, on top of that, let's talk about airport benefits. So first of all, you're gonna get a clear membership. I'd say this comes pretty standard across most luxury travel cards, but we don't take it for granted. It's good to be there. Now, when it comes to lounge access, this is where this card is truly special. Not only do you get to skip the entire line outside of the Centurion lounge, but you also get access to private sections of that lounge too. Don't ask me how I know this. Don't ask me. Another benefit by holding this card is that across 32 partner airports, they can go ahead and speed you through customs and baggage claim with exclusive service. Now, I've also seen instances where if you have the Centurion card and you go to a partnered airport, they will literally transfer you from one section of the airport to the other place in a private car on the tarmac. Not only that, but you're also going to get free Equinox All Access Gym membership, which is valued at $3,600 annually. You're going to be getting a Saks Fifth Avenue credit, very similar to the Platinum card, but instead with this one, you're getting $250 per quarter or $1,000 per year to shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, by the way, with the Centurion card, you're also going to be getting 30x on the flights that you book using this card. All right, I'm just kidding about that part right there. You actually just get 1x back on everything that you spend on this card. And they keep it simple, okay? This card is not a card that you're gonna be seeing a direct ROI from compared to the annual fee that you pay and also that initiation fee you pay within that first year. At least they give you 1x back, right? All right, so those are a majority of the benefits regarding this card, but let's not forget to talk about the most exclusive and OP benefit to exist, and this is their Concierge line. So what can they do through this supposed Concierge line? Well, basically, sources say if it's legal, chances are that they can make it happen for you. An example of this is if you're looking for a reservation in a booked up restaurant last minute, it turns out they might be able to help you out. Say you're also trying to send someone a gift and it's a really hard item to buy, maybe like a concert ticket that's already sold out. Basically, these are the people that you would call that would be able to get you access to things that seem impossible. One data point on Reddit also mentioned that when graphic cards were nearly impossible to find a few years back, they called up Amex and got buying options within 48 hours. Another data point also mentioned that at 4:30 p.m. on the busiest day of the year at a popular Chicago steakhouse, they were able to get a reservation for 15 people just 2 hours later. So look, the choice is entirely up to you whether or not it's still worth getting a card like this, but if you're at the point where they're inviting you, chances are money is not an issue at all, and these are going to be additional benefits that do make your life a lot easier. They also give you benefits where sometimes money cannot buy, including the concierge service line or the experiences that you can get at certain hotels. Now, if you happen to be a regular everyday Joe like myself, my favorite option out of all of this is to just apply for the American Express Platinum card first. A lot of people overlook this card because of its $695 annual fee, but it turns out if you compare the benefits of the Platinum card to the Centurion card, the Platinum card stacks up really well. Now, you're not going to be getting all the benefits, but you're at least going to be getting a positive ROI back on your card. First of all, the Platinum card is going to give you an 80,000 point welcome bonus offer after you spend $8,000 in the first 6 months. And with that, you're not just going to be earning 1x like the Centurion card, but you're also going to be earning 5x points on flights booked directly with airlines or on AmexTravel.com. You're going to be getting 5x on prepaid hotels booked on Amex's website, and then 1x points on everything else. Now, the list goes on and on and on about all the benefits that you get with this card, and I've made several videos here on my my channel going through that. I've calculated the first year value alone from just even the welcome bonus to being $800, but you're then getting on top of that thousands of dollars of free credits. So whether you're just curious about the benefits of the Centurion card or you're really trying to get a Centurion card one day, the Platinum card is going to be one of the most important stepping stones in order to even get the Centurion card if you want it. So if you want to learn more about that, I have a link down below in the description if you want to at least see what the Platinum card has to offer. I also have a link to a tool called Card Match, where basically you input your information, it's going to be a soft pull on your credit, and they're going to match you up with some of the best offers. And through this, there's a possibility you can score on the rare 150,000 welcome bonus offer on the Platinum card too. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out the links down below in the description. Drop a like, share this with a friend who may not know what a baller card like this is. And if you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, I have links for that down below. Thank you all so much again for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.